Okay, there's my audience again. Okay. The action of polluting, especially by environmental contamination with man-made waste. That is the definition of pollution, according to a website called Merriam-Webster.com. There are many different ways to describe pollution. One thing that we all know about pollution is that it is bad for you and for your environment. In a speech that I recently watched, a little girl was upset with the fact that adults of her time weren't doing anything about pollution. I too am upset with pollution, and that's why I'm going to take a moment to tell you about three main types of pollution and the effects that they have. Three main types of pollution are air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. The first type of pollution is air pollution. Air pollution occurs when the air contains gases, dust, fumes, or odors in harmful amounts. This statement came from epa.vic.gov. The health concerns are pretty obvious with air pollution. It can damage your lungs if the wrong chemicals are inhaled. The chemical fumes can get into your bloodstream and can be distributed throughout your body. It can even cause death in some cases. If the effects on our environment can be damaging too. All sorts of animals die because of air pollution. It doesn't cause significant drops in the population, but it is still harmful to the animals. Why would you want to breathe in all those toxic things and let them destroy your body? I know I wouldn't, but it is hard to control that when not everyone thinks the same way that you do. Water pollution is the second most common type of pollution. Water pollution is any chemical, physical, or biological change in the quality of water that has a harmful effect on any living thing that drinks or uses it or lives in it. I found this definition on a website called lentech.com. The health concerns of water pollution are contamination of chemicals in the water. We drink water all the time, and so do animals. Plants use water quite a bit too. Drinking these chemicals and toxins are devastating to our health. We get really sick and weak and start having troubles to staying healthy. If the case is severe enough, or if the wrong chemical gets into our system, we can die from water pollution. The same happens with animals and even with plants, except they wilt and shrivel up and die. One of the big pollutants that get into the water is our own waste. Who wants to re-drink what already came out of us? I definitely not. I wouldn't want to drink my own waste. That is just disgusting, and I am sure none of you would want to either. But again, that is hard to control that when not everyone likes to follow the rules. Land pollution is one type of pollution that we see every day and everywhere we go. Whether it be a bottle in a ditch or a landfill, anything man-made that we leave just laying around on the ground is land pollution. The appropriate definition of land pollution is the deposition of solid or liquid waste materials on land or underground in a manner that can contaminate the soil and groundwater, threaten public health, and cause unsightly conditions and nuisances, as stated by Jerry A. Nathanson on a website called Britannica.com. Land pollution is a large concern for people connected to agricultural work. Big pieces of pollution like big bags or bottles or something like that can damage their equipment. Health concerns for us is that the broken down chemical remains of some of these wastes are left behind in the soil and cause the crop that we eat or animals to be contaminated. Landfills are a big contribution to land pollution. Toxic waste seep through the permeable layers of the soil all the way down into the water of the aqueducts, which we use to get our drinking water from, which has a huge effect on our health. This is also harmful for the animals too. This kind of leads back into the water pollution topic, but either way it is still harmful. It should concern many of you that our earth is coming to the devastation of pollution because of us. We caused almost all of the pollution that we see to happen. It is our fault, but we can reverse our mistake if we all work together. But again, we all have to be on the same page if we want it to work. Air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution are the three main types of pollution that I just described to you. Our health is the most important thing that we have. If we aren't healthy, we cannot survive. We cannot survive if there is pollution contaminating our air, water, and land. We must stop polluting our world if we want to survive. We can change the outcome of our futures by changing our habits. I hope this speech has opened your eyes to the mess that we have made and the mess that we must clean up.
Good job, Marissa. Good job.